Hey everyone, welcome back to GregTech New Horizons. To give you a quick recap on last episode, we did a bunch of mining, we completed a few quests in the Stone and the Steam Age tabs, and eventually we made our way to this location. We also created a coke oven, a tinker smeltery, a few water collectors, and finished it off by creating our steam macerator. If you missed the last video, be sure to check it out, it'll be linked below in the description. Today we'll be picking up right where we left off, but I think instead of diving into more technical stuff, we're gonna be giving our base some love. Yeah, I've kind of been avoiding this because this is definitely not one of my strengths, but I think it's time to work on our base design. Honestly, this place isn't too messy yet, but building has always been one of the things I've wanted to get better at. There's really no better time to start but now. Well, maybe it would be easier to build later on after unlocking a few things, but I think I'll just keep things simple for now. To start off, we're gonna need some blocks, of course. Problem is, what blocks do we use? I think the best option available right now is wood, and we did actually get a few different saplings from loot bags, so I planted a few of them, and I think we should be able to pick out some nice looking planks. There is one issue that comes to mind with building with wood, and that is mobs. Now, some mobs are actually able to shoot fireballs or even strike you with lightning, and that will burn down the base if we're not careful. We'll probably sleep through most nights just because it gives you buffs, but we'll still want to light up the area just so that like a mob doesn't spawn in the middle of our base and just burn it all down. I really like great wood or sakura planks as a floor, so I was thinking that maybe the walkways can be great wood and the floors inside any rooms can be sakura. Later on when we unlock concrete, we can always replace the great wood floors with concrete, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Hopseed planks also have a really nice color that I think goes well with the great wood and sakura, so I think most of the walls will be built with that. And for windows, ceilings, floors maybe, we'll probably want to put glass in, but since we don't really have that right now, I'll just probably fill it in with some random block. Now I also got dark wood, which is a block that really stands out. I gotta say, this is a really blue color, and I don't really know if it stands out in a good way yet. I want to play around with it first and see if it does okay with our theme here, but if I don't like it, then I'll just end up removing it. It's not a big deal. I guess early game, the less blocks we use, the better. Since we're starting from scratch, I do want to make sure we set some standards in place so that when we inevitably need to expand in the future, it shouldn't take too much effort to do so. I want to be able to expand in any direction, even up and down, so we have to make sure to always leave room for walkways, doors, etc. And that way, hopefully we don't run into any issues later on. Yeah, I don't think I like the blue color. It doesn't really feel like it fits with the base. Like it goes okay with great wood, but with the sakura and hopseed, it just looks weird. So I think I'm gonna get rid of it, which kind of sucks because I chopped down a lot of dark wood trees. But I mean, I can use it for crafting and the other stuff I use wood for, so it's not a total loss. These great wood planks that I'm adding here are just gonna be placeholders for now, just until I get glass or something, but it's just to keep the mobs out, nothing else. Right now I'm using torches for lighting, but it looks fine, I think. Maybe we'll put in lamps or something later on. Anyways, back to the building guidelines we're trying to follow. I'm gonna try to stick with a theme for this base. Now that doesn't apply to the future bases, like if we wanna do a new theme for our future base, then we can do that, but for this one, I think whatever we start with, I want to try to stick with it. The last thing to think about for now is the game progression. Now, as we progress through the ages, we'll be unlocking things that will basically make the things we're building now useless. And while it would be nice to keep things up and running and, go back and look at the old stuff, in reality, it's just going to slow the game down, and that's no good. I think the best thing to do is to just dismantle things when we're no longer using them, and that way we also get the empty rooms back and we can put whatever else we want in there. Alright, I think this is good for this part of the base. Don't get me wrong, I definitely have plans to expand in the future, but for the purposes of survival, this is definitely more than enough. This is what I have so far. It's basically just gonna be this big room that's my storage area and really the main area I'm gonna hang out in. And then I have a bunch of walkways here that are just gonna lead through all around my base. And I think in the future we can just expand, make holes in the side of the walkways. But yeah, for now the plan is to move all my storage to this room. Maybe an ME system here too later on. And then these smaller rooms, I don't really have plans yet. Whatever we unlock, we can maybe put in one of these rooms. But for now, I'm just gonna put my bed in there or something. And yeah, we're just gonna focus on moving all the stuff over. So essentially, I just need to move some chests now. I don't want to move everything inside the base just yet. I still need to expand and make rooms for everything else, but I'll try to dismantle as much as I can, move as many chests as I can, and let's see what happens. Oh yeah, these rooms are the perfect size. Right now these chests don't have a lot, you can't put a lot in them, but when we upgrade them to iron, maybe even diamond, these will have a lot of storage. Alright, I've moved everything over, so except for a few farming blocks that I left over there, all the food, but yeah, and then there's this double chest here that is just a double chest because I couldn't fit it all into a single one, but other than that, everything is fine. I do plan to upgrade all of these chests to, the higher levels, but I think they're a little too expensive. This one is it's a lot of iron and we don't have that yet. Eventually we will though. So I also have this area back here, which is just going to be holding a lot of the common blocks that we get. Then this area, which I'm going to be putting all of the ores and crushed ores into, and then the dusts. These are just the impure dusts. I have the regular dusts right over here. May actually move some of these over. I'll probably just keep redstone and glowstone here for now, and then move the others to maybe another chest that is separate. But yeah, this is a plan to basically just keep things organized and to not have everything all over the place, and also because we have the room. But other than that, this is the new storage area. Now I may even move this Tinker smeltery just to this room here. For now, I don't plan to keep it here forever, but it seems like it's better to have it closer and not outside where all the mobs are. So I'll probably keep it in here for now, and eventually we'll find a more permanent location for it. Yeah, let me go ahead and move that now. And there it is. The Tinker smeltery has been moved. It does feel a little bit crowded in here, but I am willing to deal with it. I would rather have it in here than out there, especially with all the mobs at night. And now I can continue to pour things if I need to, and I don't have to worry about a creeper blowing me up. So now there's only one thing left to do, and I think it's going to be the trickiest. Not only do we have to find a new location for our coal boilers, we have to find a way to route water to those boilers, and then we have to route the steam that comes out of the coal boilers to some kind of steam storage area. Then we take the steam from that storage and we route it to our bronze machines. Oh, and since we can't move the water collectors because the humidity is highest where they're at, we have to build around them. With all this in front of us, I think it's time to stop talking and let's get to building. I didn't realize that I was only wearing a helmet and boots. I've basically been fighting mobs day and night. So yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to make any new armor yet. Anyways, I may have gotten a bit carried away with building, just a little bit. I mean, I really like the general layout that I have so far, so I think we're off to a very good start. There is still more to add to this base, and of course we can now expand in any direction. It should actually be easier now that we have the pattern down. On the left side over here is our main storage area, and then we have like a lawn sort of farming area here. Then I have the passages that go basically around the entire base, and I think the next thing to do is to add on to the back over there, which is just going to be for Steam. So let's head over there real quick. Yeah, so here in the lawn, we basically just flattened the whole area and added a bunch of torches. Over here in our main storage area, I have this little setup here. You don't know how many saws I went through. I mean, I cut down hundreds of trees, so it was crazy, but for the most part, this area stayed the same. Over here, I added another passage that eventually can take us to the forest area over there, maybe. Or maybe just go left here, not really sure yet. So this is the first extra room that I've made right here, and then the second room is right over here as well. And then these are the passageways that go all the way around the base. So if you just turn this corner right here, you can see all the way to the end. There's also an entrance right here that leads to the farming area. Right now I just have one plot still, like originally had, but we can actually expand this now. We can probably fit a lot more in this entire garden, and there you can see all of our bushes that grew out of control. This is actually like the second time they've grown because I did pick them all up and then put them down again. But yeah, now we have plenty of room to safely grow anything, and maybe we can start finally making our way to creating the healing axe. So I think the plan for this room back here is to make this our Steam storage area. So this is what the max-sized iron storage tank for the Steam would look like, which this room is definitely too small. I'll probably end up expanding in those directions, but I mean, if anything, we can just make this area a little bit bigger and make the storage tank a little bit smaller for now. So we can get to that problem when we get there, but this is just to visualize what it would look like. And along this wall here, I was thinking the coal boilers could actually go here. I mean, they fit perfectly here. Yeah, thinking about this some more, I think I could probably just route the steam through the floor here, and it could just go straight into this room, which brings me to my next point. I think this is where we'll want to keep our bronze machines. I don't think they'll fit on this wall because the water tanks are right behind this, but definitely they'll fit over here. Remember when I said building wasn't one of my strengths? 26 hours. 26 hours. 13 hours is the amount of time it took us to get from the beginning of the game all the way to the Steam age, and that took a bit of a grind too. So I think that's pretty telling on the amount of effort it takes for me to build. But hey, I mean, I think it looks good. We got a pretty decent setup now, which is a whole lot better than the lawn base we had at the start of the episode. Let's see if we can get a good view here from the front of the base at nighttime. I think it looks better with the shaders for sure. Let's get really high up here and take a look. Wow, yeah, I mean, again, I think it looks really good. The villagers over there are definitely jealous. They witnessed one Steve build what took them their entire lives to build in just a few hours. Hopefully they don't get too jealous, but yeah, I mean, this has been a great experience again. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.